Melissa Daniels, and welcome to my channel. I'm just kind of doing an intro because this is my first video on here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about myself because on my Instagram and Facebook, people have kind of asked me a series of questions trying to get to know me a little bit better because they just kind of curious about me and what I'm posting and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm going to hit them up. I wrote down the questions and I'll kind of dive right in and kind of talk about each thing a little bit more in depth. And then, of course, I'll be making more videos in the future, so don't think I'm just going to be leaving y'all hanging. Go ahead and say hello to Sammy as well. She's my glorious little pit bull mix, who knows what breed, rescue dog. She's adorable, though. But yeah, we'll dive right in. So, I wrote my questions down. So, we'll start with the first one. Middle name. What is your middle name? My middle name is K. K-A-Y. I hate it because everyone's like, every kiss begins with K, and they start singing it to me, and I'm like, okay, yeah. But yeah, it's my middle name, K. Melissa K. Daniels. How long have you been in the Army? Because people that know me know that I'm in the Army. I've been in the military, active duty Army, sorry, I can't talk, for a little bit over 9 years now. Yeah. Yep, no prior service before that. Joined at 18. Gonna be 28 in August. Yeah. It's almost been a decade. Don't know if I want to retire. Probably should, but I really don't know if I want to or not. So we'll see. What is your favorite food? Okay, so everyone that knows me knows damn well that I love pizza. I could live off pizza. I could eat every day, every night, every morning. Surprised I'm not fat. Honestly, yeah, pizza. My favorite. Burgers are pretty good too. Honestly, I could never be vegetarian. Just couldn't do it. I eat healthy. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love animals. But I hunt. And I like meat. So, sorry, but yeah. What sports do you play or have played? So, in middle school and high school, I played volleyball. Specifically in high school, I was in varsity volleyball. And then kind of just stopped. I don't know why. Just kind of got busy. Started working in high school, so I didn't really have time. And now I'm pretty athletic. I can just kind of pick up sports. Like I'll toss a football around people, play soccer or whatever. But I don't really play it like professionally or anything like that. Well, obviously not professionally, but just, you know, good, I guess. I can't throw a spiral though for football, so that's pretty nifty. But generally speaking, other than that, I dirt bike quite a bit. I have a Kawasaki KX250X. I've been kind of taking it a little bit easier this year because I hurt myself last year. As well as snowboarding. I love snowboarding, but unfortunately I am currently stationed in North Carolina where there's not a lot of snow. So, yeah, there's that. So, can't really go a lot here, you know, as much as I would like to. Yeah, because where I was stationed at before and where I grew up most of my life, I used to snowboard damn near every weekend. So yeah, I've been snowboarding since I was 13, dirt biking a long time as well, can't even really remember, volleyball, it's kind of just of it. What is your favorite movie? So, it's kind of a hard one. I don't know like one specific favorite movie, but I love scary movies in general, so Sinister, Conjuring, Insidious, stuff like that I love. But I also love Disney and Pirates of the Caribbean. I could watch all the Pirates of the Caribbeans over and over and over. Speaking of which, I'm kind of curious how they're going to be doing the new one. If Johnny Depp's not going to be in it, we'll see. Unless, if people know any details about that, if he's going to be in it or not, please feel free to let me know. Because as of right now, I don't think he's going to be in it. But yeah, I don't really know. Honestly, I kind of checked out because Johnny Depp makes Pirates of the Caribbean. Without him, it's not the same. So, like, I have no desire to even watch it, honestly, if he's not in it, you know? Because they kind of pooped on him, so, yeah. Do you speak other languages, and how well, if so? So, I suck at English. Barely. Kinda. I don't know. As you can tell, I kind of can't talk good, so, because I got ADHD, so I'm kind of all over the place. But I also speak a little bit of Spanish because my job required me to learn a language, and I wanted Spanish, and I got Spanish. So, a little over 2 years ago, no, a little over a year and a half ago or so, I learned Spanish. Basically, had to be pretty close to fluent in about 3 months, you know, because the Army rushes people. Forgot a lot of it, so currently I'm taking some refreshing courses and whatnot, brushing up again. Surprised that I'm actually I retained a lot more than I thought I would. So which is pretty helpful and nifty. Yeah, and I'm actually kind of curious about learning more languages here in the future. Like Portuguese, maybe French. Because I don't know, but I heard they're pretty similar. And once you learn one, it's kind of, hopefully, I heard at least, it's easier to learn the others. And in this job, the more languages you know, the better off you are, the more deployments you can get, you can go other places, you can get paid more, all that kind of stuff. What is your first duty station? What was your first duty station, I should say? My first duty station was in Korea, specifically Yongsan, which is in Seoul. I joined at 18. I was terrified because I did not want to go to Korea at 18 by myself, coming from originally a very small town up in northern Washington State. Yeah, I came from a really small town, literally like nobody. My high school had like 100 people graduating class kind of thing. Yeah, and Seoul is huge. I could be mistaken, but I heard it was like the 5th biggest city in the world. Could be wrong, probably am. But I can vouch that it is ginormous, and it was a huge culture shock. Didn't know anyone. The Army was new to me. Didn't know anything. Didn't know diddly squat. So yeah, I was pretty intimidated. But with that being said, I'll kind of branch off that. This is my 4th duty station now, and I've been in for about 9 years now, going on 10 here soon-ish. Yeah, so I went to Korea first, and then from there went to Texas, specifically Fort Bliss, which loved the people, hated Bliss. It's desert, nothing cool there. If you like water and trees and all that, there's nothing. Cheap to live, but that's about it. Yeah, from there deployed to Iraq and Syria for 9 months, a little over 9 months, went back, and then went to Colorado. Loved Colorado. Granted, it's expensive now, but I loved the trees, the mountains, snowboarding. I used to go target shooting all the time up there. Had a crappy day at work, busy day at work or whatever, you know. The mountain's right there. You just kind of like look up, see the sunset, the mountain. It's all better, in my opinion. Loved it because I love that cool weather, you know. And then now, currently, I am at Fort Bragg now, Fort Liberty, apparently, because I wanted to change it because the whole racism shit, excuse my language, crap. Yeah. 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 I don't mind it here, but it's hot, humid, doesn't really snow. Right where I'm at specifically, it's kind of like the butthole of the state a little bit. It's just kind of flat, you know, but it's kind of central, which is cool in my opinion. It's kind of butthole, but you can go anywhere. Like the mountains are like pretty far west, and then the beach is pretty far east, so you can kind of go whichever, but you're gonna be driving for a hot minute either way. But the Outer Banks are really cool. Highly recommend them. Okay, sorry, I'm rambling on. Next question that I wrote down from these people that asked me. Previous jobs. Okay, so before the army, I worked at a little pizza shop in my hometown, which isn't surprising because I love pizza. Yeah, I mean, I started at 15. Yep. Did that till I left for the army, so a few years. And then at the same time, I also worked at Cabela's at the end. So worked at the pizza shop while in high school, graduated high school at 17, and then worked at Cabela's and the pizza place until I left the army. I can't remember if I took like a month off or whatever before joining. I don't remember. I think I did. Yeah, I loved Cabela's, honestly. Like, if they paid more and they had bomb benefits or whatever, I would love to work there again, honestly. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Next question. Okay. Are you single or taken? Currently I'm single. Because people suck. Kind of. No, just kidding. Well, kind of. No, I mean, I've just been busy, kind of focusing on myself, focusing on school, because it's a Q course and everything. Yeah. Content, honestly. I kind of like fell in love with being alone. And not only, sorry, my TV's playing, if you hear that. I don't know if you hear that or not, but it's playing, so. Well, yeah, no, I like being alone. Then I'm pretty picky these days, you know, I'm going on 28 years old. It takes a lot to impress me at this point because I've kind of been pooped on quite a bit. I don't want to hurt anybody on accident. I don't want to be hurt. Nowadays, everyone's either married, has baggage, like a lot of baggage, because everyone has some baggage, but a lot of people have a lot of baggage, or have like a bunch of kids, which I'm fine for dating someone with kids, but it can get complicated when or if the ex is being weird about you being around their kids or whatever, you know, it can be complicated. Yeah. Then, next question, fashion sense. What is your fashion sense? Well, as you can tell, I'm in pajamas, so pretty laid back. But I also have a lot of clothes. So I can go from wearing summer dresses, looking all classy, as you can tell because my hair's curled, to wearing like complete bum sweatpants, t-shirt, to wearing like tank top and jeans, to wearing band shirts and jeans, to gym clothes. Honestly, I've kind of most of the time we're just living gym clothes, especially in the summertime because it's hot here. It's really hot and humid here. So yeah, and or summer dresses, honestly, because yeah, they're breathable, you know. Speaking of which, I actually have one shirt I can show you right here. Probably one of my favorite shirts because one of my favorite bands. Yep. You know, got a little pair of shorts. Giant. Look, oh wow, they look huge on here. I swear I'm not that fat. They just look really big on here. I swear I'm not. Oh yeah, it's the angle. I swear I'm not that fat. Okay. What is one of your bad habits? Okay. Well, one bad habit is I love pizza. Speaking as I'm like saying, I'm not really that fat. No, but really, I'm not that fat. But no, bad habit, let's see. I stay up too late. Speaking of which, it's already going on like 11, and I gotta be up early. that's probably one of my bad habits, is I stay up too late for no reason. You know, I'm just energetic. Like I said, I have ADHD. I'm just kind of all over the place. I have a hard time just going to bed and sleeping, you know? Yeah. Speaking of which, the next question, morning or night person? Kind of both, honestly. So, I like to stay up late because my mind doesn't stop, and for whatever reason at night, that's when my mind gets like going. I start getting creative. I start drawing, I start thinking, I start browsing on random things on the internet, of course, like just random stuff, you know, just like everyone else does, you know. But with that being said, I like to get up early, knock out the gym, knock out everything else that I have to do, because then I have the rest of the day, and I like to have the rest of the day, you know, because it's, yeah, I have more time, because honestly, I really don't like sleeping, as weird as that sounds. I'd rather be awake doing things. So, yeah, kind of go to bed late, wake up early, I guess, you know, unless it's the weekend. And even then, who knows? Are you a winter or a summer person? Definitely winter. Honestly, I love cold, dreary, poopy weather, which sounds crazy and weird, but I think a lot of it comes from being from Washington State. I like hoodie weather. I like the snow. I like rain. Honestly, it's more of like the sound of the rain. It's just peaceful, and the heat. I'm not a fan because I like I like the heat if I can go to the beach or swimming or whatever. But besides that, I'm just hot. You know, you can't really do much to like cool off. Versus if you're cold or at least chilly, you know, just put layers on, move. I mean, obviously, if it's like negatives, then that's a whole different ball game. But like, yeah, winter by far because I love snow. I don't know if y'all have ever been in like snow at night. You know, like it's like so peaceful, quiet, untouched snow. It's like echoey almost and bright out. It's weird. It's cool. I love it. Um, the next question, which actually kind of reminds me of that, it's spun out from it right there. Whatever. Funniest childhood memory. Speaking of snow, that does remind me of one. So, growing up in Washington State, I have two older brothers. We used to go midnight sledding up by our old house when I was really little. Well, we all were at the time, but they're 5 years older. Well, one's 5 years older, one's 6 years older. And both are half brothers. And yeah, we would go midnight sledding and snowboarding and stuff like that. And there was a big jump that we did not see because it was dark out, super dark, and the hill was huge. It was steep. Yeah, and so we had this big inner tube, and we were taking turns going off it, and I specifically was on it this one point in time. I was going down the hill, couldn't see anything, and mind you, like I said, it's a huge hill. It wasn't like this tiny little dinky bunny hill. It was like huge, you know. And it was actually on a golf course. Yeah, so I went down it. Someone made a jump at the end that we didn't see. I went launching off this ginormous jump, and like the tube went one way, I went flying the other way. I lost one glove, I lost a beanie, I lost like everything, so everywhere, all over the place. And it was like midnight, so yeah, I couldn't see anything. And of course, it was like back before we had cell phones because we were little, you know. Yeah, I guess it wasn't that funny talking about it, but like in the moment, it was pretty funny. But yeah, that's all I have for these questions. Yeah, if you guys have any other random questions or whatever, feel free to comment. Go ahead and DM. Please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe and like this, and I'll continue to make more videos. Yeah, specifically, a lot of them about like traveling, because I'm really big on traveling all over the place. like I said, I've been all over the country, so yeah, I'll be giving out a lot of guides on that, as well as like fitness, nutrition, specifically for the military, because it's a lot different than just like everyday fitness and nutrition. Um, that and like for women in particular, because women's anatomy, physiology, all that is totally different than man, and people know that, but they also like undermine that in the military. I feel like they think like just do it, which is, I get it, everyone has a standard, we all go surpass it, I get it, especially being like the job I'm in, we have to be way above that standard, I get it, but it's key for all of us to understand like the science behind fitness and nutrition and how they go hand in hand in order to like get yourself better and improve, especially for women in the military, like I said, because hormones play a huge role, and I'm going to go over a lot of that in other videos because there's a whole lot of science that goes into it that I've learned throughout the years of college and all that stuff in medical school. So yeah, I'll be going over that. What else? I do a lot of like hair and makeup tutorials, stuff like that, because people request it, honestly. Like they kind of just ask me like, hey, how do you do that? Because they like just see me out and about, or they see my stuff online and they're like, hey, how do you do that, it's cute, and I'm like, yeah, I'll show you. So yeah, I'm doing that because people ask about it. I kind of just do what people ask about, and same with this, like I said, I'm willing to be flexible. Just comment, DM, subscribe to my page, and I'll do whatever y'all want to see, but yeah, thank you for watching.